Okay, so today is a repeat of last Friday, except for that there's just some different twists on your questions. So you can use the calculator to order real numbers from least to greatest and greatest to least. Least to greatest is what? Ascending order, and greatest to least is descending order, okay? So, with that being said, you have notes. There are 3 problems here, and I'm going to run through this really quickly because you've already been taught this last Friday. If you want a slower version, then I would suggest that you go back to last Friday's notes, or the Friday before the break. We did this, and that date would be the 18th, so you could go back and watch the video on Google Classroom from the 18th. First off, you need your card because most of you probably are not going to remember the steps. Okay? First question, which list orders these rational numbers in descending order? First thing I'm going to do is make sure that they are the same numbers, and it looks like they are. And then I need to fix the numbers that aren't, and I have left room on the sides of all your problems, and this is my suggestion. You write them out just like you did before, because then you can keep which number when it changes it, and you can change it before you go to put it in the calculator. Remember, these are going to have to be put in the calculator either as fractions or decimals. You cannot put mixed numbers in unless it's in decimal form. So in other words, 2 1/3 will not go in. You're either going to have to put it in as and use Texas to change it to an improper fraction, or I'm going to show you a way that I think will work even if you have a repeating decimal. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to change this, -2, and if you notice, I write down the whole number. If I put in 1 divided by 3 in my calculator, I get a repeating decimal. So what I'm going to do is do 3, 3, 3, 3, okay? I know in 8th grade math, there's nothing that goes, they don't ever have all these digits out here, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it 4 3s out, all right? This one can stay the same, 1.4. This one can stay the same, 0.75. 21%. Do you remember how to change it? You either use Dr. Pepper and move it 2 times to the left, or you use divide by 100. To me, if it is, what if it was 21.5%? It's still not a decimal. You still have to divide by 100 to find out that would be 0.215. But that's another story for another day. If you take 21 and divide it by 100, you get 0.21. So I'm going to 0.21, and then 4/5 you can put in as 4 divided by 5, and it's going to change it though. And when you put it in, you're going to find divided by 5, you're going to find out that it's 0.8. Okay? And it would do that in your calculator, but you've got to recognize which one is which. So here we go with our steps. It says, and I'm going to try and keep these here so that I can see. It says press stat 1. Stat is right here. Your stat button is right here. Press stat. I want to use edit. It's already highlighted, so I can press 1, or I can just press enter. All right, now I'm on list, and I'm on list 1. It says enter each number. So -2.3333, enter. Okay, -1.4, enter. 0.75, enter. 0.21, enter. And I could have put in 4 divided by 5, that's fine, and enter, and it's going to give me my 0.8 that I had got written over here. So if you have a fraction, you can put it as a fraction, all right? Problem is when you have a mixed number, you have to fix those mixed numbers, okay? And you got to fix your percents before you go changing anything. All right, so now we're back to my list over here. And it says, all right, I have entered each number. It says press stat. Then I want to sort it from least to greatest. So I want sort A, which I'm going to press 2. And then I'm going to press enter. Uh-oh, I did something wrong. You're right. Stat 2. So I'm going to hit clear. Stat 2. And what it gave me is I needed to press the list that I wanted, and that's what I did wrong. So I'm going to press second, and list is in blue right above stat, so stat. And I want list 1, it's already highlighted, so I'm going to hit enter, enter twice, and it says it's done. Push stat, and I want to look at that list that's under 1. So I could have pressed 1 or stat enter. It would have given me the same thing. And here is my list. And so what I'm going to do, this is least to greatest. Look at that. It's 1, and then 1.4 is 2, and then it's 0.21 is 3, and then it is 0.75 is 4 and 5. So there's my order I need. Negative, oh well, there's only one with negative 2 1/3 by itself. Okay, I'm going to do one more. Actually, I'm not going to even do this one. I'm going to do the one on the bottom, and then I want to talk about these numbers and how you would put them in. Okay, so as I'm doing this, do you see how it has a repeater? All right, I would do this. First off, I need to go back to highlight to L1. Do you see how I went arrowed up and highlighted L1? Okay, and then I'm going to press clear, and I'm going to press enter, and it clears out my list. So if I wanted to enter a repeating decimal, because sometimes you're going to see that here, there again, I'm just going to do negative 7.13131. Oh, I'm doing 1, 2. That's pretty stupid. So I'm going to go back and do clear, negative 7.131313. Remember how we did that when we were trying to change them to a fraction? 13. I'm just going to do it till the end of my calculator and hit enter. And it's going to give me enough of it that it's going to help me order. That is enough numbers to help me order. Okay? So take care of it that way. I would always come over here and make sure you're writing down what it's going to give you in the when it changes it. Like if you were to put second square root 45, it's going to change it to 6.7082. So you want to always write those down here like I did up here, and write down what they gave you when you put it in the calculator. Let's look at this last problem quickly. Okay, I want to give you plenty of time to do the practice. It says an inequality is shown. So which value makes W makes the inequality true? So in other words, I have negative 2/3 is less than W. And let's read this separately. W is less than negative 55%. Okay? So first thing I want to do is identify what these are as my calculator is going to look at them, because I need to know that. So if I do this, okay, second quit, I'm going to do negative 2 divided by 3. And I get negative 0.666, let's say repeating, okay, is less than something, and then I have, which is less than 55%, so it is negative 55 divided by 100 gets me negative 0.55, okay? So I've got to find something that fits in between those two, okay? So if I order this, because this is a less than sign, and this is a less than sign, okay? If I say it has to be great, but see that this number has to be greater than this number, doesn't it? But it has to be less than this number. So it would have to go in this order. In other words, 1, 2, 3, if I did least to greatest. All right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit stat, and I'm going to hit enter. Oh, I didn't get things cleared out. So I need to hit up to list 1, hit clear, hit enter, and it cleared it out. So now I'm ready to go. So I'm going to do least to greatest, and I'm going to try each one of these. And I know that that's going to drive you nuts, but it's a way to do this, and you don't want to get this wrong. Negative 0.6666, enter. Then I have negative 0.55, enter. Now I'm going to put F in, okay, which is negative second pi divided by 4, enter. Then I need to sort them from least to greatest. So I'm going to press stat, and I'm going to do 2, and I'm going to pick list 1, so second list 1, and I'm going to press enter, and it's going to tell me it's done sorting. Then I'm going to press stat, and I want to look at my list. And if you notice, this tells me that my F is less than this, so it wouldn't fit in between. Okay, because this would give me this F as the least, then negative 0.666, then negative. So I know it's not F. Okay, all right. So then I can clear this out. Okay, and I am going to do to clear it out. I'm going to highlight L1. I'm going to press clear and enter. And as you get quicker at doing these pushes and pumps, you'll be able to do this faster. So here I'm going to put this in again, negative 0.666, enter. Then I'm going to put in negative 0.55, enter. If you're not doing this with me, then you're not going to learn how to do this. Then negative 4 divided by 9, and I'm going to press enter. Now remember, I wanted to go and I want to press stat. I want to do sort A, so that's 2, and I want to press list 1, second list 1, which is highlighted, so enter and enter. Then I'm going to push stat and enter, and this time I get this one first, this one second, and then this, so that it can't be that either. I need it to be in between. I need it to be the middle number. So let's try the next one. Okay. All right, so I need to highlight my list, hit clear, hit enter. Here we go, list 1, I've got negative 0.666, enter. Then negative 0.55, enter. Then I've got negative second square root 0.4, and I want to get out from under there and hit enter. And I want to do, now I need to sort it, so stat, sort is number 2. I want second, stat, list 1, and done. Stat, I want to check it, and this time it says 0.66666, negative this one that I don't recognize, so that's that one, and then negative 0.55. So this one is the one that's going to fit right in between when I'm doing least to greatest. And that is a strategy that you could use in order to do this. The other way, you could put it in once and put this in and put each of these in, but make sure you're writing down what they end up as in the calculator. And then put this one, and then press ascending order, which is least to greatest, okay? And when you do that, you would be looking for the one that is in between these two. But there's a lot of numbers to look at when you do it that way. All right? So make sure you're using your card. And I will have extra cards for those of you who have already lost them. Please keep this card in your reference charts. And have a great day.